Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's Hearthstone ranked time. Well, I managed to go down a rank. I lost 3 whole stars from screwing around with other decks, which was sort of interesting, but I have a quest for Rogue, and I'd like to win some games, so we're going to go smash things. Now, before I do that, we're going to take a look. I've made some minor changes here. I haven't actually tested it out too much. But now that I have my Argent Commanders, you notice they've replaced the Venture Co. guys. We've got Argent Commanders and Leroy Jenkins. This deck is becoming suddenly a lot more explosive, and to go along with that, I ended up removing some little things. I removed the poison and the pirates, the Corsairs, that get a bonus equal to your weapon. I removed both of those things. The poison was okay and stuff, but it didn't, for its one cost, it didn't actually help accelerate the deck quite the same way. So now instead I put in the Shadow Steps, because it lets me do Defias Ringleader plays. As long as I have 2 mana, you can play the Ringleader, Shadow Step him, he returns to your hand, and now he costs 2 less. You play him again, but you've already played a spell, so he gets the combo. You can do similar plays with the SI7 agents, at which point he's only costing 1. So if you have 4 mana, you can go SI7, Shadow Step, SI7. It also lets me heal things that have taken some damage, although most of my things don't have a lot of hit points. But it also, more importantly, allows for some crazy stuff that involves, like, play Leroy Jenkins, attack with him, Shadow Step, play him again for 2 mana, attack again, which you'd only do if you're killing your opponent, because you just gave them 4/1/1s. He gets his battle cry every time. But, yeah, you kill your opponent. Or you can do similar things. Argent Commander. I mean, it takes more mana. But say you have an Argent Commander, you attacked with him last turn, now he's lost his bubble. You can attack with him. If it's not the turn that you played him, it's not too hard to attack with him, pick him up, play him again for 4, and attack with him, you have his bubble back. And in fact, 6 and 4, it is still possible to play him and attack with him twice if you have a Shadow Step. That works pretty well, and I put in 2 Cold Bloods, which has totally tilted the deck to completely offensive psychoness, where I can do stuff just like Leroy Jenkins, Cold Blood him. He was a card, so now it's getting +4. That's 10 damage there. So we're going to see how the crazy, super hyper-aggressive version of my already fairly aggressive rogue deck works out. And hopefully get some wins and collect some quest gold. Laughing time is over. Come on. My warrior deck, and especially my warlock deck, the super aggressive ones I was playing in the previous video, they're actually both, they've done very well in casual. See what happens. I don't really need Leroy so much for the early game here, and if I've got a backstab, I might not need the Eviscerate. Keep the Abusive Sergeant, because he can be played early. Okay, see, one of the problems is that the deck now has slightly fewer creatures, or some of them, it has about the same number of expensive creatures, so it is possible to run into things. And I thought about not playing the Shadow Step and using the Young Youthful Brewmasters, the 3/2 for 2 that bounces one of your creatures. It would do some of the same things, but the Shadow Step costs 0 and actually reduces the cost of the other card by 2, whereas the Young Brewmaster costs 2, and then you're replaying the other creature at full price. So while I really like that he is a creature, I like that way better.
So many options.
I don't know. It's not perfect. So against a mage here, whatever I do is probably going to get killed. But I think I'm going to coin out the Geomancer. Probably stupid, but at least it can survive 1 damage. Against a non-damage dealing class, I'd probably play the Abusive Sergeant first. First turn 2/1 is a pretty decent aggressive play when you're not against like a mage or a hunter or no, not hunter. Not against a mage or a warrior or something. Why warrior? Mage, rogue, or druid. Spewing random words now. Okay, so she's bad. We're going to backstab her, but I don't think we're going to do much else.
Here we go.
Stab her, front stab the mage. I don't know if the new version of the deck can establish board control as well as the old, because the poison was pretty good for establishing board control, whereas cold blood is not. You have to have something that can attack for cold blood. Maybe I should have worked in the I probably should have worked in the bluegill murlocs with charge. You might have to replace the abusive sergeants with them, actually, because then for 3 mana you can have a 6/1 charge. Yeah, I definitely should have done that. Now I'm thinking of it, and I'll do it next time.
So many options.
This is not good for me, though. Mage is going to boost him and hit me for 5. There's not much I can do about that. Although you can't do that and kill my abusive sergeants.
Here we
So
go.
maybe I will play abusive here. He can buff opponent's creatures now, but it doesn't make any difference because it's only until end of turn. So you can shoot him, or you can shoot him. You can't do both. You could attack him with him, but then I'm not taking 5 this turn. Now, of course, you could use a spell to eliminate this guy, but then you're using a spell on a 1 toughness guy. You already spent 1 arcane missile. So I think that playing him at this time is worth my mana and my card anyway, in terms of just slowing down my opponent's progress. Okay, so you're gonna buff him. You need to kill this guy somehow, or he would obviously kill this. What is your plan for killing him? Arcane missile. Crossbolt. Frostbolt, okay. This guy ate a Frostbolt, that's not that bad, although my board position is not good. Assassinate, I can assassinate him, that would be excellent. No. I'm going to take a horrendous amount of damage for killing him, pretty much. I'm going to have to take another 5, which is horrible. I'm going to Fan of Knives him. I can't backstab him because he's damaged already.
Here we go.
So, that's horrible, but it had to be done. But now I'm in a very bad place. Very good start for the mage, and not so for me. Yeah, I've got to put in the bluegill murlocs. I don't know about playing with 2 cold bloods. Like, it's so strong when I can use it on the guys, but it's so, like, unfortunate when I can't. Well, it'd be nice to use him and blow that up, but I didn't have him in time. So I think I'm going to have to take another 4 damage. I'm going to be almost dead already. We're going to be trying to kill the mage before she gets enough mana to pyroblast me. Probably just get fireballed down, but I think the best thing for me is still to backstab and front stab this guy. That's the second person today who's been using her. I mean, yeah, she does 3 damage when she comes into play. I guess if you're trying to burn down your opponent, that's okay, but I don't know. Just don't like that. Don't find that to be that great a creature. But I'm the one who's getting my butt kicked right now, so who am I to say? Oh, that's horrible. No, I did not need that. I'm surprised she's even bothering to kill my creature. I thought she'd just go straight offense on that. Because, of course, now I can do this.
This guy's toast.
And save my bubble. Well, it is 3 mana away from Pyroblast. If she has a Pyroblast in her hand, she might just Fireblast me now. She's still using direct damage spells to kill my creatures. That's a good sign. Doesn't feel secure in her kill. That's a little bit annoying. He's kind of big. Although I can use the cold blood and make my Argent Commander a gigantic target. I could also play him Cold Blood this. I wouldn't get to keep the Cold Blood, but it would let this guy kill that, and then I would still have the 2/1, and I would still have my bubble. But probably better off using the bubble and having the opportunity to theoretically maybe have an 8-2 on the board next turn. Are you doing anything else with your 1 mana? Because I don't know what you're thinking of. Arcane Missile does not seem particularly useful, if that's what it is. That might be good later, but not right now. You can also assassinate that Cold Blood, hit for 6, and keep this as a surprise. That is true. You know what? That might be the best thing. Keep this as a surprise. Does a bunch of damage to my opponent. I won't have the assassinate for whatever big fatty comes out, but I can always try and Ragnaros it. I'm actually going to do that. This is, again, probably a dumb move. But this is now a very large golem, and of course, I'll still have something if it dies. That's not what I want to see at this stage of the game, because she has enough mana that she can use stuff right away. She's playing Leper Gnomes? This is like extremely aggressive mage with the Leper Gnomes and the Night Song Huntress or whatever her name is. That is not good. She now has 1,000,000 cards and a mirror image. Awesome. I have to try and take down that stuff with Knife Juggler plus Ringleader. I think that's better. Ragnaros has got too many targets. If he shoots one of these guys, he's really not worth his 8 mana to me right now. I can do these, get 2 random damage pings, and then use my dagger to, at the very least, finish off one of these things. I think that might be best. I'm still going to have him in rear for surprise, but I mean, it's not worth playing him just to kill one of these right now. I don't think.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah,
They have to do something unless he all shoots my opponent, which would not be very nice. So if I kill this now, then I can stab the Leper Gnome. I'll take a horrendous amount of damage. I'll be nearly dead if I do that, but I'm going to take that damage eventually anyway. This way I have total board control. Now, a Firestorm, or a Blizzard, or a Cone of Cold, any of those things will trash my force pretty thoroughly. I can still Ragnaros or Argent Commander, whichever is more appropriate next turn, but I am so close to dead. Next turn I'm probably just dead to Pyroblast. Now, if she only plays 1 Pyroblast... No, not squelched. If she only plays one Pyroblast in her deck, then there's only about a 50-50 chance she has it, despite how many cards she's drawn. Oh, that's a little frustrating. But yeah, I don't have any way to heal, so I'm going to be killed by Pyroblast, if that's remotely an option. So I think I'm playing the Argent Commander and the Eviscerate. I think that's stronger than just dropping Ragnaros and hoping for the best. Because this 4/7 is too big to get through with just this guy. I can get through it a lot better if I Eviscerate it. So let's see what Argent Commander damages from the Knife Juggler. Okay. Then let's see. We Eviscerate that. 4. Still going to have to attack it with the Knife Juggler, I guess, but I'll live.
Hey, catch!
These games turn very fast. Now, Pyroblast, I'm dead. 2 damage spells, just about any 2, and I'm dead. She hasn't used a Fireball yet. She has drawn half her deck. Okay, Fireball and any other 1 damage spell. Yeah. It was close, but it wasn't the win I was looking for. Like, goddamn. There's another star. If you're really observant, you may have noticed that I gained a star before this video. That's because I played 1 game and I was like recording it, but my opponent went AFK. So I was like, you know what? For once, I'm not going to bother uploading it. It was the first game in the video. Nothing spectacular happened. I gained a star from some hunter who dropped first turn. 6 minutes of not worth watching. So, I am still losing up a storm. Awesome. That was a mage is a little bit tough for me to deal with because they can kill so many of my guys without even like attacking with their face. It's a different mage, but yeah, this is not working out. I don't really want you in my starting hand, or you. Oh, I didn't make any changes to my deck either, which I was talking about. I should definitely have the bluegills in here if I'm playing both the cold bloods. Seems silly not to. But mages are not good for me. What's with the... everyone's super aggressive playing with the leper gnomes. I don't know. Still doesn't help you control the board. He does do some free damage to your opponent, but... yeah. I have 2 backstabs. Not going to work out for me very well, though. I guess I could backstab them both and then front stab this with my dagger. Seems kind of excessive, but whatever. I'm getting 1-to-1 on the cards.
Here we go.
Just playing the Knife Juggler on his own is not going to do that much anyway. I don't know, like the Leper Gnomes. A lot of people playing the Leper Gnomes. It would make more sense in a deck like this, I think. But I guess maybe, like, as the mage, your objective is just to get as much damage on your opponent as you can. And if that 2-1 first turn takes out someone else's 3-2, that's pretty good. But this is not working out. Haven't even seen a Shadow Step yet. Although it wouldn't help me right now. I guess I'm going to play a sacrificial Knife Juggler.
Here we go.
I don't know. Really? Okay. Does that mean my Knife Juggler gets to live? It might. With all these meat shields, she might not be willing to... oh, okay. At least she's dumped her entire hand. But... I'm taking some beatings. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is waste a cold blood to kill her. Because otherwise it's not doing me much good.
This guy's toast.
And at the moment, it takes a reasonable amount of effort for my opponent to kill this guy just with stuff that's on the board. But
I hope you like my invention.
Yep.
This is our town, scrub.
That works okay.
Yeah, beat it.
I need to fit in the bluegills. I haven't even seen a Shadow Step yet. Like, the Shadow Step is so good at doing this stuff, but I end up with not enough creatures in my deck. Is there something more expensive that I could take out and replace with the Youthful Broodmasters? I don't know. I don't know. I just play with Leper Gnomes. What was the point of that? I am confused. So this is not helping too much right now, not without the spell power. I mean, I could do this and then knife one of them. It would get through a little bit. It does draw me a card. So maybe I should. So I'm putting everything on the table if I go attack, and play him. But on the other hand, I can do that, hit her for 4, and I still have his shield and his death rattle. I should probably do that and save the Fan of Knives in case things get worse. It does use my mana pretty well. So, a Blizzard would be pretty harsh, but she wouldn't be able to pop his bubble before the Blizzard. Mirror Image, so she's not Blizzarding, because it costs 6. Mirror Image will hold me off pretty well, but what are you actually doing? Each player draws 2 cards. Why would you... I really doubt the wisdom of playing with that thing, but okay, you go for it. This is going to be interesting. Fan of Knives number 1. Fan of Knives number 2. I draw a card every time. I now don't have any Fan of Knives left, but that's okay. We're going to Cold Blood, the one that can survive 2 damage. He's not very survivable anymore. And we're going to deliver some atomic beatings. And we're going to see if it was worthwhile for you to draw 2 cards from that Murloc, because I don't think it was. Okay, that hurts. It does kill the cold blood effectively. But that took your whole turn, and oh look, matters are going downhill for you now. 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 4 12 damage, and I have enough to dagger to. Awesome.
Here we go.
Stab. That Cold Light Oracle, or whatever it is, the Murloc that each player draws 2 cards, some pros use that in decks, like at least when I watch the tournament, like some pros would use that in a mage deck to try and help draw their kill card in time. I don't think a pro would have played it at that point in time. I think a pro would have been more likely to do nothing with their 3 mana than to play that when it's... You play it when you desperately need to. That was not the right time to give me all those cards. That was, what, 1 loss, 1 win? Hooray! I've made no progress again. We'll see if I can get any further next time. Please click the like button before it clicks you.